What's going on? That's the customers. We're not selling food. We open for other stuff. Look, oh, you got that coming. So we got a customer here, y'all. That's cool. Yes, sir. They $2 for $1. Yes, sir. We're gonna do some business right quick. That's just too close. For you. How you doing? You live in the area?
Yeah.
Okay. We sell organic stuff on greens, things that grown locally too. Yeah. What's up? Good. Okay. Somebody had a car. Hey, man, that's funny. Okay, bless me. So that was one of your customers. Well, I don't know why you got all that.
I didn't know what I needed.
Hey, we right here waiting for you. We live too. So we have Sister Terica just came in too. So we got 4 people here and 1, 2, 3, 4 online. So it's eight of the member owners. So we'll just start off. I thank everybody for their time for just coming out today. There's a lot of things you could be doing, but you saw this was important in your life to be engaged. So we just want to give an update on where we are and go from there. So where we are is that we had the health department come in and pretty much shut down food operations, but not the stores. And they came to us on Monday, on the 24th, July 24th, and came out throughout the week and said we couldn't actually have smoothies or any of the food, even if we was cooking outside, because we was bringing it through the store without their permission, without a store, a food dealer's license. So where we are now is looking into that, getting the food dealer's license, and I just wanted to go through the options so that you can see what we need to do if we were going to that level. So what's taking place is you have to have a $300 deposit with the city to start either a restaurant or retail establishment license. So at this store, it's not really equipped to add any of the requirements the health department would have, like a sink. We would have to get permits out to do a wash sink at this location, pay $300, and then possibly pay another additional $500 plus. I'm going to show you the chart too, so you can see what I'm talking about. And so from that perspective, that's going to be probably a few $1,000s. I would say at least $1,800 in addition to what we already paying in rent for this next month, and it takes a minimum of 15 days to get that. So that's going to be a hit on the business as it is. So just one of the things I brought to the table was, after talking to Sister Maya, is that over at the other location, the Country Fresh location, we could consolidate Oasis with Country Fresh and still have, since we powering Country Fresh, the brand name still to be out there, but we'll be able to sell produce to the neighborhood. It's more foot traffic. It's a lot of positives over there. The only other aspect of it is that we would get 100% of our produce sales, but we wouldn't get any of the food sales because Country Fresh is assuming all responsibility for the food processing. The smoothies we could, so when the license is applied for Country Fresh, the smoothie piece we could still, take over that operation of it, because that'd be part of the license too. So that's something just to be mindful of. But the other aspect of it is, if we were to go any location, and if we stayed here and we shared the location, shared the kitchen, it would be about $800 850 at this location and another 850 at another location. So that's about 1,700 just to operate and have food. And if we had it like that, it wouldn't be bad. But then we still would have to do construction, and then we also would have to wait for 2 weeks. So we would take another hit with our customer base. So that's what's the advantage of having the buses, is to get out there in the community, still have the name out there, still not worry about the city health department looking for us on the street as they would if it was in a location that's they know where we are. So actually the food bus has been very successful on the days that we've been in the community. But if we try to lead the community, of course, we went to Whitefish Bay, the white folks are looking at us like, see you next time. But that's another story. So I just wanted to show y'all the process for, you can see this PDF, you can see for the license. For wholesaling, for instance, it's saying if 25% or more of our sales is from wholesaling, we would have to get the state licenses. If it's less than 25% from wholesaling, which you're not doing any wholesaling, it's retail, it'd just be city retail or restaurant license. That's this location where I'm putting the arrow at. So moving further down, we have a retail store because it's less than 5,000 square feet. And if we were selling egg rolls, for instance, you go down here, it would be considered prepackaged food processing. And it's already $300 non-refundable just to apply. But then if you make it 20,000 or less, which they're going to say that from talking to the health department all week, they're going to say that nobody fits this category where you just pay additional $525. Most people are going to have to fit the category of making 20,000 or more. So that you can see the gross sales for 20,000 or more would be another $800 is what it would be for restaurant. But if we consider retail, which is 51% of your sales come from retail, is what we're aiming for any location we were doing, that would be an additional $575. So altogether, that'd be $875 for another location that's just doing food processing, which will include smoothies and include egg rolls, any food that we were cooking. So I'm gonna stop there, and if you're not following what I'm saying, let me know. If you can't hear it, if you have questions or comments, this is the time. Even
I have a question, brother.
Okay.
If I know you mentioned that they said if we can prepare the food outside, but we can't sell it through the store. Is there anything that says we can't sell it outside?
Then if we sell it outside is gonna be it's gonna be a street vendor's permit too. Even though it's in our private property in the back, most likely because we bring the public in, they're gonna try to come with something, probably street vendor, and that's about $300. I think we just looked it up. It's about $375.
Not to mention you have to have some commercial stuff in the vehicle too. Didn't they say?
You have to have a food base.
Yeah.
She was just talking about outside and the back, for instance.
Oh.
If we didn't come through the store at all, and people just kind of came out there and got the food, would that be something feasible to pay that $375 and still be able to sell food out of Oasis?
We was doing that before, but then we would still have to have people come to the back to get it.
Yeah.
Which would I don't know how that would be seen by the people who come. That they had to come to the back.
When they come, it might not look okay.
I got a question too. What if, like, for instance, the egg rolls, we have them like cold, or have the food prepared and they just have it in the refrigerator and they buy it out of Oasis cold and they go home and heat it up? Could we do that as an option?
Yep, still gotta get a license. This food processing license, still gonna have to have that.
Okay.
So if we did hot dog warmers, which that's something that we had already considered purchasing, they're gonna want a license for that and a sink to wash. If somebody came in and got them warm, or if they got them cold, we still gotta have a food processing license, which is gonna be, might as well sell them too then if that's the case, because that's gonna be $575 plus $300.
Okay.
So that's where we are there. Anything else? And then they also want a food manager certificate. It's a lot, seller's permit is another thing they will want. That's another 100 plus. At the state, it's easy to get, but they want a seller's permit too, and they wanted at least one person with a food manager certification, going through a class that they offer or other people offer in the community. We got to have that too.
Okay.
So it's a lot of red tape going through that process. And then there's another option too that Sister Patrice had offered, but it's still not situated yet. And that's through a relative of hers who had commercial kitchen. It's still gonna be the same process in reference to the application, no matter if it's commercial or not. You gotta have a food license, regardless, mess with the city here.
Okay.
If we want to sell food, if we're gonna just do produce, which we've been doing, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be very hard to sustain a business, even though we came into it with. I think if we moved and just sold produce in a neighborhood that had more foot traffic, it could be a sustainable. But then people still gonna want the customers, the community. They really want processed and prepared food. That's really where it's at, just on the business side.
And another thing with that is the city can come in, they can test the temperature of the food. If that's not right, you not only have the cost to cook the food, now you have a fine. And then it's a lot of dynamics that you really don't want. If you're not ready for, you just don't even want to approach it. It's not worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's 100% correct. Anybody got comments you want to make? So then when you look at the application, you can see right here, you're checking off snacks and beverages, which is going to have your smoothies in here, and also meals, which would be anything, things that we've been doing, egg rolls. You can see egg rolls right here. We got to highlight it. So you got to check all that stuff off, and it's considered hazardous, even though we would never look at it like it's hazardous. To them, it is. And they can come in, like you said, Sister Lisa, and check things. They claim they come in once a year, but with us, who knows? Who really knows? So we, then you gotta let the alderman know, of course, too, that you're coming in. So on 52nd Street is Khalif Rainey, who is, is definitely is a friend of ours, so that wouldn't be a problem over there. Here is Jim Bowe, and I don't know what to say about him, but it might be a problem. But he knows that we're here, and he's trying to come here and visit a few times, but it's scheduled and permitted. So other than that, that's and then like I was saying when we first started, is I did tell people we didn't need a license, which is true. And it's right here, exemptions with licenses are not needed. You can see raw agriculture includes fresh, uncut produce right here in this area. Even our canned or bottled stuff, pickled items from our mothers, that type thing, we could sell all day. But that's, again, it's just an additional attraction when people come into the store, that they see those things, they'll buy that. So I would say in the neighborhood, if we did move, we would have less rent. That's why I'm a proponent of moving over there, because the rent is going to be half of what we're paying now. And then also it allows us to build our money up so that if people did want to go and co-op at another location, we could do that. At least we know what we're getting into going into it. So but then another location, we still would have to raise the capital to do that, which would be, it'd be $850 plus. We have to see what else, how the location is. If the location got a commercial kitchen, then that's less, work we would have to do. We just have to do the permit, and it's still going to be 2 weeks minimum before you even get the license. They got to do background checks, all kind of stuff.
Do you know why they would approve us selling like the canned good, like the chow chow? Why would that be any different from preparing food?
You gotta put your face on the screen. We can't hear you, sister.
I said,
Do you know why they would approve us selling the canning, but won't approve us selling food that we make? Why would canning be exempt from the license?
Because you know what it is? It's a state statute, right? That was passed to help farmers out. And most of these farmers, that's what they do. So it's the white grandmas they helping out. Because it's a state statute 97.29. And that's the state statute that says that home canned products are considered protected. And that's really all the farmers that's doing the canning. That's why.
Okay.
They did that to help the farmers on raw produce too. Same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pickled items on it. So
Hmm.
we still can sell candy, cookies, all that if we wanted to. That's
But,
real.
one thing is so strange. I know I go to a farmer's market. I used to go to a farmer's market, and they would be selling food all out there on those tables. There was no sinks around. They were selling like barbecuing, roasted corn. They were selling egg rolls right there on them trays on
Yeah.
those wooden tables, and that wasn't the issue. So
Yeah, the farmers markets are protected because they apply for a license.
Right. We have a
go
farmer's
to farmers.
license,
And
but
we got a farmers market too.
yeah, we got a farmer's market too. But the thing is, those are only a short period of time. They're outside X amount of hours because there's a limit of how many hours you can be at a farmer's market and the months you can be at a farmer's market. But we have a
Gotcha.
location and people can come in and out. That's the difference. For farmers markets, I think it's only during the summer months and it's only between 10 to 6 or we had to operate under less than hours to get the license.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so we can, another thing too, with our WIC situation, we can take all these farmers' coupons that are coming out and take them to the bank. So we got a few of them. I'm waiting for a stamp to come, but we had collected some already. So we got some built-in advantages still. And the same thing with the food bus. The food bus can be used to an advantage and going to different neighborhoods, just ramping up our produce like we did last year. So that's how we came to having the stores because the truck was so good last year. Considering, even though it was breaking down, we still did pretty good. Going over in Sherman and Capitol, that type of thing. So we still got to take it back to the people. There's a lot of events coming up too that we're gonna be a part of. So we're gonna have to ramp up for that. So nothing's, the store is a hit, but then there's also a lot of community events. Hundreds of people that can really help solidify as well. So starting this week, there's going to be Saturday and Sunday, and also Monday, different events that we'll be out there involved in.
Okay.
So really, people just got to contemplate and think about it, but we don't have a lot of time to think about it. Each individual, what would you prefer to see? You want to try to stay here and stick it out, or do you want to move to another location, considering Country Fresh, or would you like to find out what we have to find out what Patrice is talking about as well, but people's sense of urgency, of course, is different for different situations. Some people, they feel comfortable in their lives, so of course they're not going to come to this meeting, but you have a few other people that want to see this be successful, and you can see that's why I didn't want to have an in-person meeting, because look, this type of thing that happens. Even online, I'm saying this is.
I know, but I can't follow that thread.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Yeah, I
and
understand.
then I go watch it and I get 63 messages on that thread, and then people put links on there and videos, and we ain't got all time.
But see, a lot of that stuff just be people thumbsing up.
I know.
A lot of it be thumbs up.
I know.
Yeah.
And I put minions on there, so I do it.
But I do appreciate everybody, putting their financial resources into trying to make it happen. And that's what some people just want to do. Is obvious. I'm saying, how many times do you have to keep asking people to meet, and then we end up getting really the same people. So those people, I'm not mad at them, or if they have other things to do. But 4th of July kind of showed me, like, hey man, this is a day that everybody off, and everybody still couldn't come, or even try to make the call. And our out of town people are doing as much as the people that are in town. So
now,
what do you say?
What is our lease option here?
And Terry could just ask what the lease option was. Well, it's month to month. So we can leave at any time.
Okay.
Which
We
is
just
good.
got to give a 30-day notice.
No,
We ain't even got to give 30-day notice.
you only gotta get 30 notice. So we do still have, I would say a few days. I would like for everybody to make a decision before the week's out so that we can move forward in whatever direction the body feels they would like to move in. So anything else?
You know what? I think, it seems to be more economically sound to combine locations with Country Fresh. But I think it's also nice having the two separate locations. So when people who live in that area can shop with Country Fresh, but then those people who live out further out, can visit Oasis. I'm torn. I just don't want to get any fines or get in any kind of trouble. So whatever is best for the business, I'm good with it.
Okay.
I didn't hear.
She said whatever.
I don't have any personal
Let's do it.
feelings today. I just want what's best for the business.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a suggestion.
Okay.
I think like combining the Country Fresh with Oasis temporarily until like you appoint someone to take the classes and do the steps that's needed to have everything done at Oasis eventually. But I don't think Oasis should be shut down or should be, left. It's just part of the process of growing at Oasis.
Okay, so when you say Oasis, are you saying the store here or are you just saying Oasis, period?
The store location. I think still keeping it open because it's kind of like already creating a buzz. So people are expecting, I don't want it to be saying like, okay, it went through some hiccups and now it shut down because it was too many hiccups or whatever. But just like while people are taking that cooking management class and getting everything done that we need to get done, just doing produce until we are ready to do the hot food and the smoothies again.
The thing about the hot food is, like I was saying before, there's gonna have to be some kind of plumbing done here to put a sink in the back. We only get in this location, just this small, this 700 square feet, if that's what it is here, and then nothing else. And if the health department comes in, we're not gonna be able to cook nothing else other than maybe rolls. Putting egg rolls on the hot dog That's gonna be the extent of any hot food. It'll be like you had at the gas station. So that'll be again about $850 plus whatever it takes to put a sink in.
Yeah.
So then my question again on the business side is, produce alone at this location is not going to sustain the business even temporarily, I don't think. Because if we got the craziest Negroes in the neighborhood shopping with us and they only spending $7, they the craziest ones, then we in some serious trouble. Because when people come and looking for the food, they actually, they might buy something and leave, but they looking for food. Even if it is organic products, and they like the brand that we present to the market, but they also don't care where they got to go to get it. And a lot of people have went over to 52nd Street. Or they will come to the bus. So that's just something you got to really contemplate if it's great business sense to pay $600 a month, and then you might not make even $50 a day. It would have to, it have to be at least $20 a day made to sustain the rent. $20 a day. So that's what I said from the beginning. If the co-op is not willing to shop with us, the people that are owners, everybody in here that has some water or at least some water at their house. So I'm just saying, if we all spent $20 a day, we could sustain the rent, which don't make sense if we couldn't. But again, it don't make sense, but it's happening. So just think about that. How much we got to have a day just to pay rent?
Hold on, wait a minute. It's a tragedy.
Huh?
It's a tragedy. I can't have any more watermelon, tomatoes.
Now we're out there for it. That's right.
What am I gonna do?
But you're gonna be able to get it from Country Fresh though. That's the whole point. And you can still sell it. And because people do look for smoothies too.
Would we be able to? I should have those natural sanitary napkins. They told me 2 weeks. I just signed up to become a distributor with that company.
Okay.
I think they told me 2 weeks at the most.
Okay. So Cherokee asked about the leasing options, and we're gonna close from here. We got 8 minutes left on this. So the leasing options over at Country Fresh is really $300 a month around that area.
No, I mean, is it month to month? Do we have a year? It's month to month.
Yeah, I'm locked in till I move, but yeah, it's to be
Month to month. So if we close down here and operate there and say we find a bigger location, we're not stuck there.
right.
Either way, we ain't stuck.
Right, and see, Country Fresh, it sells fresh products as well as hot food, and it buys all of its products from Oasis. But Country Fresh will cease selling this produce so that Oasis will receive 100% of that produce sale.
Okay.
That's what Country Fresh is willing to do.
Okay.
And still you receive the 100% sales even because
smoothies, too.
of the smoothies. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Because
what I'm saying.
the license that Country Fresh will have will permit smoothie.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I mean?
then selling Country Fresh the ingredients to make the smoothies, and then the smoothie sale.
That's
No,
what
y'all making that smoothie. I don't know how to make no smoothie.
I didn't say
Right. I never made that smoothie in my life.
So
It benefits us to go to Country Fest than to stay at the spot where we're at.
yes, big sister definitely does. That's what I will vote is to do that, because people already know that we have another location that we connected to. It's not as we just abandon ship, but also it's other reasons that we would leave from over here based on being here for a month and seeing that if we're not selling a lot of food over here, people are not really gonna come. And over in the other area, we could sell fresh produce, and there's 2 other stores, but they're not selling nothing fresh over there. They're selling a lot of death type foods to the people over on 51st and Center and 53rd and Center.
Yes, 52nd and Center is very high traffic yet. I mean, even from the first day, I think I made close to $300, and that was just first day open. I mean, it's very high traffic yet over there, and they're always asking for more.
Word of mouth spread too.
Yeah, word of mouth spread, and they always asking for fresh produce. They come there, no problem.
Yes, and we can always offer delivery to this side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they order like $12 or more, we can offer delivery. So it's not we're abandoning this side, but we just got to get more traffic.
And the other thing too about delivery in the winter, that's going to be a key to have that option. Just from doing it myself last winter, that's a real big market. And we can get involved with Grubhub and some of the other Postmates, some of the other providers, and pay them % to have our brand on and brand on their app. But another thing too is we got an app coming from one of the member owners in the next 2 weeks. So we have to solidify where we're going to be so that we can make use of this app that's going to be provided. It's going to be an Oasis app that people can, yeah. So we've got a lot of advantages still, even regardless of the store. We still got the bus too, so. And the bus is going to be out there real heavy, no matter how putt it is, it still get everywhere you got to go.
And no matter where Country Fresh go, they will always receive their products from Oasis. So that's just so. That money will always rotate back. It has.
Yeah. circulating.
Well, then that's the move then, because we're in the business to make money. Well, then that's the move then, because we're in the business to make money. Well, then that's the move.
Players.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. So we got about three minutes before we wrap up. So any thoughts sparked from the conversation?
I think it is like, because we in business to make income, to make a profit, and if it's proven that it's not really making a profit in this area for Oasis with the produce, then it is like sensible to, you know, not really keep this location, because we tried it and we see that it don't really work with just the produce. Yeah. But then
Will we have to buy?
it's like, is it another avenue that we can still use Oasis store for? Like maybe it won't be produce, or maybe it can be produce and something else that people are looking for in this area.
I think it's more citywide. It's not even the area, because we've been the destination for everybody that comes here. They drive here. The foot traffic has not been great at all. Most of the people, they drive into the Arab store down the street. But the people that walk by, like the guy just came in, he came for some potatoes. He said he saw a flyer in the store down the street, which is funny because they don't have none of that stuff. So we know it's early. So within a year, it would be more people coming here, but it's still not high density like it is on in the neighborhoods that really is a desert. It's somewhat of a desert here, but it's really a desert over there.
But I think too is the way you spin it. It's not that Oasis is going anywhere. When I first started work with Mike, we was in the putt-putt. We was driving the fairs and we was driving the car shows and selling vegetables out of there. So if we spin it to say we bringing Oasis to the market, that's why we're going mobile, but we keeping all the cooked food at Country Fresh, still doing our thing. I mean, we can spin it any way we want to make it look good, to keep it moving. We can spin it any way we want to, but I think what we have to do is remain positive and just say this is a hiccup, but it's not a stopping block. We're going to keep it pushing. We're going to keep it moving. So if Oasis goes mobile and we still have our connection with Country Fresh until we can get bigger and better, then so be it.
Yeah. So we spent some resources here and gave value to the owner of this store. We were going to buy the building, but see, that was the best thing about not buying it outright, is because once we got in here, we started seeing the electrical outlets and the electricity conduits seemed like they might be outdated. So we would have got in some more serious trouble trying to buy this building and stuck here. So the radio station still to be there, but I don't know if we really looking at buying a building at this point, unless it's going to be for less money. So we'll see. That's still to be determined. Yep. So we got less than a minute. So hey, appreciate all y'all and everything that we said. We'll replay this tape again for everybody else who's has a vested interest. So we'll talk later, and we're going on the street today actually to sell some egg rolls. Permit or not.
Where y'all gonna be? Where y'all gonna be at?
Tonya and Capital. Yeah. Okay. See y'all later. Peace.
Adios.
He's still talking?